Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Hollywood Animal. The factory. Oh, can I not look at the other studio policies? Apparently not. So the factory has been released. I will not be able to look at it apparently until until I finish the behemoth. And we're charging right down Main Street towards trying to take the top 3 highest grossing films of the year. We just rolled over into next year, so we're gonna try to make that a reality. So a couple of you have pointed out on my Discord and in the comments that upping the ticket prices makes the game way easier for me, which I kind of realized after a little bit, but also it changes how your audience shows up, which just makes sense. So we've essentially doubled the price of a ticket, right? And I noticed there was a pretty big drop off in attendance. So we are going to have to basically start from scratch to figure out where movies should be from a screening perspective. The interesting thing about that is we might be able to overlap films a lot more than I have in the past because we own a lot of theaters now. And if we've driven down the volume of people going to movies, we can make just as much money, if not more, with less people and then punch out even more films than we have before. The composer has some unusual ideas for the score on the Northern Railway. Instead of a violin, he wants to record crowing roosters, and in place of drums, he's asked for a human skull and bones. It raises the artistic appeal, lowers the commercial appeal? Sure, that's so weird, but it's so weird I have to let him do it, right? There's no other alternative. Oh, we have a couple people that aren't working right now. Don Hoover. All right, Alan, you take over for whoever is about to... Herbert Ford is about to come off of there. You do some research. Don Hoover, let's have you do a pure drama. Let's make up our own drama. We'll call it The Darkness. Like the band? But it's just drama? Oh, we gotta make some World War I films. Ooh! Could we do a drama set in the middle of World War I? That would be interesting. Who do we got? We got a soldier, an outcast, maybe? Yeah, maybe they were an outcast and then the war hit? Is there an antagonist in the drama? Could be an enemy from the past. We got a lot of it. Apparently I've used Evil Monster way too much recently. Pirate! It's dumb. I don't have any witch movies either. We should just make The Witch. That's a great movie. The witch is kind of the antagonist, but it's also kind of her father. I guess the patriarchal figure. Oh, we gotta make The Witch. When January 19 or when October 1934 rolls around, we'll be ready. Anyway, enemy from the past I think just makes sense in this kind of like thing we've set up. We've got Damsel in Distress doesn't really vibe like drama. Let's go with there's a mentor with the outcast. An ambush. I forgot we got that theme. That's a good one for World War I. From small town to big time. I legitimately Googled from small town to big time movies, and I have not seen any of them. I've heard of a few of them, but I have not seen any of them. And I was like, I don't know if I should even attempt to try and make these movies that I know very little about. Generational conflict is kind of dramatic. Mob war is not really it. Protagonist was pulled back in. I don't even know what's happening in this movie. I'm just kind of like picking things that seem to fit the themes. A treasure hunt, a train job. We should do a train job cowboy movie. That would be fun. Slapstick mayhem. It just doesn't vibe right. Leaves home and sets off for the conquer the metropolis. Maybe we do small town to big time. And then the finale is it goes horribly wrong. Because it's the war. The war hits. Their dreams are crushed. The dreams are crushed. I just said it. It has to happen now. All right. Good luck, Don Hoover. Exciting stuff there. 200 theaters at the end. I don't know if we'll make our money back. So we'll end owner in general. Hey, Merle Roth can do struggle for a better life. And a treasure hunt. Not necessarily together. And ancient puzzle. All right. Good job, owner in general. Oh, sick. New sorcerer, evil sorcerer. Hell yeah. I love an evil sorcerer in my movies. The Battle of Cow Hill. It went down a tiny bit, but not too bad. Let's start the production. Give me a security man. I've been told to get level 5 security person. I have a level 4 guy and a level 3. But what's the point? What's the point of a level 5 guy? I'll choose the dude and I'm gonna send Bruce May. I'm gonna do it because you told me to, but I don't know what's the point other than he's just good at his job. Is it like when you have level 5 guys that get secrets way easier or something like that? Oh, Don Hoover's done with what he was Herbert Ford's done with what he's working on. I think we let, instead of leaning into romance for Herbert Ford, let's let him do a World War I movie. I've done All Quiet on the Western Front and I've done 1917, both great movies. The first, there's a couple iterations of All Quiet on the Western Front and both of them are really good. Gosh, are there, I guess there's, no, that's World War II. I'm not as familiar with World War I media as I am with World War II, obviously, because that was like 30-ish years before World War II, and World War II was even further along from now. Oh, let's just do our own thing. I'm trying to think of like the major events in World War II. Oh, we could call it like I'm mixing up my World War II and World War I again. I almost said the fall of Paris. That didn't happen in World War I. I also don't know the battles in World War I very well. Holding the line. We're getting a bit like serious with our movies. We'll call it an action drama and historical. Mostly action, a bit of drama, a bit of historical. Great War, of course. We'll go with protagonist as a soldier. That just makes sense. The antagonist. We don't have war criminal. That doesn't show up. Evil witch. The war criminal doesn't show up until later. What if we don't give them an antagonist? What if? I don't know what else. What other? Well, hold on. Hold on to this just a second. I want to see what else is going on here as far as themes. Lampin has some stale stuff. I understand. Ooh, Ben O'Hare, level 6. Look at you go. We maxed out the thing and we're actually getting overall speed now, which is kind of cool. Hold on. Let me see what the themes are here. Sidekick. I was worried about that. And the protagonist was pulled back in. Love interest. We have to be careful when we're approaching like two plus films that already have those themes in them, because I tend to already be like, well, we haven't reached the level yet. It could be fine. So we have to be careful with this. That's not what I wanted to do. Can I cancel this? Oops. Herbert, stop what you're doing. Give gift. Oh God. Well, he's gonna be doing that for 65 days. All right, let's go back and try to do it again. Holding the line. It's a action, not comedy, action, drama, historical. This is what I get for trying to be clever and look up what I was doing with other things. Great War. Protagonist is a soldier. We're gonna dump his script into the garbage when he gives it to me. He's like, hey, you only gave me like 3 things to work with and there wasn't a conclusion. So here you go. Maybe we do put a murderer in there. There's a bad guy. So no angry boss. We could give him a mentor. Stay away from rivals, stay away from sidekick. Maybe there's a damsel in distress. He tries to rescue a lady during the war. Definitely an ambush. That's new. Shootout, sure. We're up to 6 out of 8. We need like more. I need big battle. That needs to show up at some point. Can we say winning the beloved? It's kind of a weirdo romance in the middle of the war. We could go for it. Why not? Winning the beloved. There's a damsel in distress. It makes sense. And then at the end, we'll say he dies heroically. He saves her. He sacrifices himself. All right. Send to the archive. Sorry, Herbert Ford, that I did not mean to give that to you. Ooh, runaway, search for a killer, and worried wife are off of stale. The trick did not work. Unfortunate. So this is exactly what I was talking about. So instead of running at like 21,000, like we would have before the ticket prices shot up, we need to reconsider how we're doing films. So instead of 21,000, we should be running around like 11,000, for example, and then dropping it to what's the, like 40% of 16, like 5, and then having it almost as we go. So let's go ahead and we can run it back with 2,000 theaters. So let's set up our distribution here. Oops. 2,000. And then 16, 12. And then we don't have any more theaters, but I honestly feel okay going for 800 out of rentals here. And going ahead and putting some $90,000 of advertising back on that. So the point of what I think we should be doing is stick with your own. Whoop. Oh my God. Is we need to reconfigure how we're thinking about the number of theaters that need to be given to movies. Mobs of Manhattan is going to be the same problem where we have way too many theaters. All right, 3 stars from 2 stars, 2 to 3 on the non-partisan reviewers, either the Sword of Christ or the Bone Grinder. Ah, balls, worried wife. See, this is why you gotta be careful when you get closer to that edge. But we had no other films with worried wife in there, so that's good. Some stale elements in the lost ones. Get a security guy on there, 2nd unit. Have at it. Ooh, the Pollux Awards are back. I can try to do it correctly this time. Ooh, and we have enough influence that we can put 2 movies up. Okay, sort by rating. Up in the Atmosphere. I think we just lean into Up in the Atmosphere for our commercial score, and then we lean into the rotund Krikoski for artistic score, and then go with those two films. So best film, can you, I wish you would stay with the one I had selected. And then if we wanted to do additional promotion, that's a lot of money. The cost from our bank accounts is not such a big deal with 50 grand, but $5,000 per promotion? That's a quarter of our cash. And then that's almost half our influence. So I think we don't do additional promotion. Like I said before, if you are the boutique, it might make sense to go for those. Those boosts to the promotion, but I think because we're a behemoth, we'd like people to win, because that's good for their experience and their happiness, but I don't think eating that many resources are that useful. Oh, best actress. See, this is the trap I've fallen into before, is I definitely need to make more leading actor roles women focused, because if you don't have anybody to even nominate. They don't count like antagonists and side people. It's got to be your protagonist that's up for best role. Up in the Atmosphere, Rotund Krikoski. Oopsies, I meant to go back. Oh no, hold on. I think there was one more after that one. Two Brothers, 7 out of 7, fantastic. I don't think I need to research that one. Is there a way to go back to the Pollux Awards and see if you can change people, or let's go with our best guy. I've been getting conflicting information on whether these things matter, the filming on the soundstage versus filming on location ratings versus what you're actually doing. I have no idea. So I'm just gonna stick with what I was doing before, because I don't know what's happening. And I think in the grand scheme of things, like, it's pretty minor. Woodrow Barnes. Yeah, this is gonna be an A-lister type movie here. Steve Gray, Charlie Graham. Two Brothers. All right, pause. Can I look at the Pollux Awards? Oh, I don't want to vote to overturn. Where are they? Did I screw this up again? I at least did better this time. Those are my friends. These are secrets. These are people. I guess, yeah, I probably did that wrong. Best Picture nominations. Yeah, I think I missed out on cinematographer, because I accidentally hit continue instead of clicking over. That's not bad. Song of Jeremy Jackson. That was the Ballad of Jesse James, I believe. Start that project. Getting a bunch of movies going again. We'll give this one to Milton. Prairies versus Soundstage. Don't know. We'll do it like that. Milton Baines? Sure. I didn't realize you were low on your thing. $64,000. We knock it down to 50. Wait. Is there... Why won't you accept this deal? Accept the deal, Milton. Fine. Patrick Weaver, you're the next man up. I don't know what the hell Milton's deal was. Alright, so we have... Victor's pretty good at this, but these people are all kind of like right on par with the film, which is kind of interesting. And then we're dropping down a little bit, so we're down into Floyd Rhodes territory. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be. This can be the B movie, not the actual movie with Jerry Seinfeld. What do we got? So I think we got comedy, we've got adventure. Bernard. I think we go research with Bernard because somebody's coming off of research fairly quickly here. So go Bernard on research. And then Walter, you would like to make an adventure movie. And I really want to make The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. Crane. But I have too many monster movies right now. I also really want to make Godzilla. My friend Alex pointed out that Godzilla movies are a thing. And I can't believe I don't think I've ever made Godzilla in this game, which is astounding to me. Adventure movie though. So let's go. Ooh, we've never done National Treasure, which is a wild idea to me. We'll call it Countrywide Valuables. Like comedy, adventure. It's like mostly adventure, a bit of comedy. We'll say the modern American city. It kind of takes place all over. The protagonist. What on earth is Nick Cage's role in that movie? He's just like a dude. He's kind of an outcast. Ooh, we say he's a charismatic criminal because he's stealing the Declaration of Independence. He's up against a criminal mastermind, or is it a criminal gang? It's kind of both. It's also an enemy from the past. It's kind of all over the place. Let's say he's a corrupt official. There's a bit of rivalry. Let's give him a female mentor and a damsel in distress. A ambush. There is a bit of an ambush. Ancient puzzle. But when do we have anything else going on with ancient puzzle, and will it become stale? Hard to say. No heroes in uniform. Definitely a treasure hunt. And then at the end they do find the treasure. There's a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. Right? Yeah, right there. Protagonist finds treasure. I'm okay leaning into this one, even if it's stale, just because I think I've put together a pretty good facsimile of National Treasure. Up in the Atmosphere is up for the greatest film of all time. No, best film. We've got Andrew Strickland up for cinematography. Lester Smith. Jane Mitchell is up for Flat Bottom. Fantastic. Best director. Oh, I think I forgot to submit screenplay. That's okay. We just missed out on one. Not the end of the world. Ooh, established for drama. And struggle for a better life. Everybody loves that theme, which is great because that's all I ever use. Oh, and social rejection. Interesting. Constable Doohickey. My friend Josh pointed out that it's a travesty that Constable Doohickey doesn't have Slapstick Mayhem in it. I couldn't put Slapstick Mayhem in it. I've used it too much. You could yell at Past Ben for doing so, but unfortunately, I couldn't bring myself to make my movie rotten from the get-go. Dude, Bedeviling the Jewels is an 8-star movie? That's so good. Hooray! It's a stale movie, unfortunately. Alright, we've got the author and her adventure boy. I kind of like this one because it's got the criminal in it, too. Let's go with that one. That one's kind of fun. Alright, so now we need to think about this. So 21,000 is way too much. Because it's better than Real Dirty, but it's too high. Real Dirty was running at like 11,000. Maybe we push it down to like 14 and see what happens there. Could we overlap these two? Oh, I can't push it further than that. So let's go at 14. You know what? Let's push it to the max so I don't miss out on anything. Well, you know, let's leave some space just in case one of these two films runs it back, so they have some room to get some more money. So we'll go 15, 11. Whoops, that's a weird number. 7, 3.5. We need to give Hesperia time to run. And we don't actually have enough time to run the advertising like I normally do, so let's just run it as much as we can. This one's for women and not boys. All right, adults, women, and Nate Sparrow, I suppose, because it doesn't really focus on either art or commercial success, since it's both. Apply that. Try a trick. Do any of you care? Marguerite, Tommy, Jesus. Don't screw me, Harold. Ha ha! I knew Harold would come in clutch. I was kind of thinking about the tricks. Maybe we don't want to spend time researching more tricks, because it kind of seems, and maybe it's just I'm a victim of circumstance and the actors that we've hired this time around, but I feel like it's less likely. Oh, they're working on the code. Okay, so we have to be careful about that. Oh, Felix Hill, you screwed me. All right, Felix is done researching for now. Felix is our action man. Action. What kind of a... Let's go look at our themes real quick here before we start forming a thing. What do we want to do? Charismatic criminal. Ooh, we should do Ocean's 11. A lot of people had really good suggestions for films that's starred a charismatic criminal. A lot of like caper movies, a lot of mob movies, like you know, The Godfather. Do you think does Scarface count as charismatic, or is that man just kind of unhinged? I've never seen Scarface either, but I've seen a lot of bits from it. Yeah, so Ocean's 11, we'll call it I'm trying to think of a good body of water. There's lake, sea. Why so many bodies of water just sound so less epic than the ocean? Danny Ocean. We'll call him... I just thought of Danny Tributary, which doesn't... That's terrible, but it's funny to me that it's so bad. Tributaries 12. Yes. I loves me some alliteration. All right, we'll call it action, comedy, adventure. It's kind of all over the board. It's funny. It's like got goofs, and it's kind of an action movie too. Like not really an action movie, I suppose. Maybe we take action out. Comedy adventure. It's like a little drama, but mostly comedy adventure. Set in Las Vegas. The protagonist, charismatic criminal. Antagonist. He does have a worried wife, but we've used that so much I'm not allowed to touch that anymore. We'll say there's a mentor figure. We'll say we'll portray his wife as quote damsel in distress, which is not accurate really to the film, but we could say there's a rival. His antagonist is a corrupt official, right? What's his name? Why can't I remember his name? I can picture him. I just can't remember the guy's name. We'll say, yeah, corrupt official makes sense to me. Damsel in distress. Are there any other characters? Obviously sidekick would fit, but I'm worried about that one being so close to the edge there. So let's skip that one. Definitely a heist. Oh, balls. Balls. We can't do a heist for... Uh-oh. If we can't do a heist for Ocean's 11, what the hell do we have going on? Slapstick Mayhem? Maybe we did have Slapstick Mayhem available for Inspector Gadget. Kind of a treasure hunt? Definitely winning the Beloved. Yeah, like if we don't have bank robbery, what the hell do we have? It will be fresh again on November 23rd. That's interesting. So if it's fresh again on November 23rd, that means we have March, April, May, June, July, August, November, October, November. So we have 8-ish months to kill before we can release this movie and have it not be stale. We'll call it, this is clearly not true because there are multiple, well, no, he doesn't hang it up for good at the end. He goes back to jail, but then he comes back out. So it's like the protagonist, he finds love, they do stay together. There's a lot of things you could do for this. It's a bit of everyone learns a lesson. There definitely are winners and losers in that film though. We'll say protagonist gets a chance for a better life, even though it's close to the edge. I think that's good. So we have to keep this one in mind. This is actually one where we could hold it. I think based on the production cycle, though, it's going to be released in a good amount of time. Killed on the Yangtze. I'm trying to remember how Death on the Nile goes, and like what would get people's attention. It's not keep your friends close and your, why did I put a random comma in there? And your enemies closer. Dun dun dun. And but who's who? No one knows. B+, 3 stars from Thrilling Crimes. 3+. 3. That's good. 3. Oh, Bone Grinder. You did me dirty. And then a 2-star. Well, we were doing okay, and then we weren't. Oh boy, struggle for a better life has gone so far. Oh no, they're all bad. They're all rotten. You guys, we've screwed ourselves so poorly. Oh no. All right, based on that, I think Crime of Necessity, Avenging Loved Ones, and Worried Wife is back. That's fun. All right, don't ever touch Struggle for a Better Life again. Good grief. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the episode, please click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Hollywood Animal or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.